Hello, dear students. Welcome to this video class. In this class, we will discuss the poem which has been prescribed for you by the Rani Channamma University, Belgavi. The poem is The Tables Turned, authored by William Wordsworth. Dear students, as you all know that William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge were the precursors of Romantic literature. Romantic literature or Romantic age officially commenced with the publication of lyrical ballads in the year 1798 by William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge. You also know the major features of Romanticism and Romantic poetry. Before going to discuss the poem, let us have a brief introduction about the poet. William Wordsworth was an important poet of Romantic age. He was born on April 7, 1770 in Cockermouth, Cumbria, England. He lost his mother when he was 8 years old boy. This has an impact on his later work. Wordsworth went to Hawkshead Grammar School where he developed an attachment towards poetry. It is believed that he made his first attempts at verse. While touring Europe, Wordsworth came into contact with the French Revolution. When he was in Europe, when he went to European countries, he had been influenced by the ideals like freedom, liberty, and fraternity of the French Revolution. This experience, as well as a subsequent period living in France, brought about Wordsworth's interest and sympathy for the life, troubles, and speech of the common man. His earliest poetry was published in 1793. It was named as An Evening Walk and Descriptive Sketches. Later, in 1802, he married Mary Hutchinson, a childhood friend, and both had 5 children together. In 1812, while living in Grasmere, two of their children, Catherine and John, died. The Tables Turned is one among the famous poems of William Wordsworth. It is, as I told you, authored by William Wordsworth, published in 1798 in his lyrical ballads. Here, poet speaks about his ideas of nature. He says that books are just barren leaves that provide empty knowledge. Nature is more important than the books, which can teach us about human beings, evil and good things of the world. The poem consists of 8 4-line stanzas in interlocking rhymes ABAB. It is in ballad form, written in iambs with 4 beats in the first and third lines of each stanza and 3 beats in the second and fourth lines. So let us begin the poem. The first stanza, I will first recite the poem, first stanza of the poem, and summarize it later. Up, up, my friend, and quit your books, or surely you will grow double. Up, up, my friend, and clear your looks. Why all this toil and trouble? The poet is speaking with his friend here who was reading book. At the beginning of the poem, the poet is telling his friend to leave his books and get up to come along with him. Poet says that if he doesn't quit so much reading, then he would grow bigger in his mind than actually he is. The friend is baffled at his behavior and looks at him. The poet asks him to get up again and asks why he is looking at him so troubled and confused. Poet says to his friend that mere reading is not enough to understand the world. Being the part and parcel of this nature, we need to have contact with nature, which has a lot of things to teach to us. So, books are just barrens, says the writer, says the poet here. The second stanza, the argument continues. The sun above the mountain's head, a freshing lustre mellow, through all the long green fields has spread his first sweet evening yellow. The second stanza, the poet says that the sun is climbing down in the sky and now is in the mountain's head. The grassland and the meadows are green, but they look golden in the rays of the evening sun. These beautiful things cannot be seen in the reading books. So the poet suggests his friend to come out of the books. Books are not everything to him. Nature has lot more of things to teach than the books. So that is why he says there are a lot of beautiful things to be seen in the world rather than the books. Books is a dull and endless strife. Come, hear the woodland linnet. How sweet his music on my life. There is more of wisdom in it. The third stanza begins with the poet saying that books are, he says that books are something that is dull and it is like an endless work of reading and finishing the book. He asks his friend to leave all the books away and come out with him to admire the beauty of nature. He says that one can absorb more wisdom by going out and observe the nature around us. One can learn a lot from the music of nature than the reading of books. The fourth stanza, the poet says, and hark, how blithe the throstle sings. He too is no mean preacher. Come forth into the light of things, let nature be your teacher. The fourth stanza completely speaks about Wordsworth's philosophy. The poet here asked his friend to listen to the things around him in nature and observe as they are much nicer and sweeter than the preachy lessons that the authors of the books sound like. He finds the books very preachy and boring, and he urges that his friend comes in the light of things that really exist around him. He pledged to his friend that for once, he should let nature be his teacher. She has a world of ready wealth, our minds and hearts to bless. Spontaneous wisdom breathed by health, truth breathed by cheerfulness. In the fifth stanza of the poem, the poet says that nature around us is full of knowledge and teachings. Nature has the best things to bless anyone's heart. Nature could fill one's heart with the heart and health with wisdom. Nature could fill someone's heart and soul with cheerfulness and joy. Nature will fill anyone's heart with joy and cheerfulness. In the sixth stanza, the poet says that nature could bring some sweet feelings and expressions to the human mind and soul. It brings peace to our mind, which is meddling with knowledge and intellect. The poet says that our intellect and knowledge tends to missave the things that are beautiful as we try to understand the meaning and the reason behind it. We tend to find the meaning and purpose of everything around us, and hence we tend to take the beauty of the subject away. But the nature brings peace to our minds, and we rest in peace, enjoying the beautiful things. In the last stanza of the poem, the poet tells his friend that he needs to stop with the theories of art and science and close all his difficult and barren books that are not productive at all. He asks him to come forth with his eyes, heart, and other sense. He says that his friend should open his heart and be learning from what he has seen and heard around him in the nature. This is all about the poem. Thank you.